I originally came out here to make a video, but it started raining, so I decided to make it underneath the pavilion. So I want to talk about. So I got a comment. I think the YouTube name is Existence Exit, I think. And he said he wanted me to talk about the differences between functional workouts and bodybuilding. Now, this is only my opinion. This is just from my perspective. I'm not a professional in this field whatsoever. I just want to talk about why I only focus on functional workouts and what that means to me. And there's nothing wrong with bodybuilding. So, like, first I'm going to get that out the way that there's nothing wrong with bodybuilding. It's just that's not what I'm looking for. So bodybuilding is more like if someone has the intention to get look a certain way, to get big, they want to get big, like the people you see in the gym, those giant people that are in the gym. A lot of people are like, I want to look like that. So then they start going to the gym, start lifting weights, and you can actually look at someone and be like, okay, and look at their shoulders, you could look at their biceps, you can look at their leg muscles, all these different things, and you can see, okay, well, in order for me to look like that, I have to then work on my biceps, I have to work on my shoulders, I have to do some chest workouts because they got a big chest, so then you got to get the big chest, and it's whatever. And it's more like the difference between bodybuilders and people who are just looking for functional workouts. It's more the intention. Like, why are you doing it? So for me, I don't care about how I look, and it's no disrespect to people who do. It's just I don't care about how I look, I care about how I feel. So my goal is that, so I'm 29, I'll be 30 in December. So I'll be 30 in December. In my 30s, I wanted to start focusing on my health because it's for the past my 20s, my entire 20s, I focused on the spiritual journey that I did with psychedelics, this journey that I did working on my mental health, healing my mental health, working on my mind. I used to be this gangster type dude and I didn't like who I was, so I had to fix that within myself. And once I did, I'm well, now I'm almost 30, and I'm looking at okay, now I want to start taking my physical health seriously and my financial health seriously. So my reasoning for trying to work out is the fact that I'm behind on a lot. So now that I'm almost 30, my goal is that when I'm 40, I want to feel exactly how I felt, maybe even better than I felt when I was 25. So I want to have more energy. I want to have less pain. When I was 26, 27 years old, I had back pain. And I was like, oh, this is what old people talk about with their back pain. I had back pain when I rolled out of bed. I had back pain every time I moved. I had back pain every time I did something. I had back pain. It was so bad once I was stuck like this for a while. I don't know. So then when my ex-girlfriend left me and I ended up single, I was like, yo, I gotta work on myself. So I first started working on my back, stretching, healing my back. And this is kind of what started the functional workout thing for me, where it's functional workouts are also stretching because it's very functional to stretch. Stretching my back helped heal my back tremendously. Stretching my back and then strengthening my back. Those are the two things that then helped heal my back. So then I started thinking, do that with the body in general. I stretch and I work out. I do a lot of jogging. I just made a video that I dropped it on TikTok, but I'm gonna drop it on YouTube. And I was explaining all the workouts that I do because I don't have much weights. I only have this 10-pound dumbbell, But like to use a heavy weight, I'd put it in a bag. I'm not gonna explain it here because I'm gonna drop the video, but everything I do is kind of focused on function. Like the reason why I do door pull-ups instead of regular pull-ups, because I can order a pull-up thing to put in between my door, but I prefer door pull-ups because the way I have to grip the door, it helps my forearm strength, it helps my grip strength. The way that I have to grip the bag that I use for a heavy bag, I have to grip it a certain way, which doesn't just work out my bicep when I work it out, it also works out my forearm when I use it. So like it's grip is very functional, right? And also I've learned to work out the smaller muscles because when I learned this from some workout dude online, but he was basically saying when you work out heavy weights, like only do heavy weights, you're not working out the smaller muscles. The bigger muscles have to kind of do everything because it's such a heavy load. But when you're doing smaller loads or smaller weight, like lighter weight, you're able to use muscles that you normally wouldn't use. And you're able to strengthen the more functional muscles where it's like there's muscles like almost like in I don't want to say in between your joints, but like there's smaller muscles that can then help you so you then don't have joint pain if you then work out those and then stretch them. Like stretch and work out. And a lot of people who are focused on bodybuilding, they don't do stretching seriously. Like I wouldn't say that I do yoga, but it's almost like a ghetto version of it where it's like my own version, like because I do some yoga poses and some things and like some stretching positions and bending back all the way until like my hands like are on the ground and then pushing myself back up and then bending back all the way forward till my hands touch the ground, and like that helps my back out as well. And all of these things are just me trying to make sure that when I'm 50, I still feel the same way I do today. And like, it's also why I take green tea baths after like extreme workouts, where like I'll take a green tea bath. And I do that because green tea baths are amazing for the skin, not just the facial skin, but just the skin in general. So I'll do that because I don't want to just look good or feel good. Like I don't know how to explain it. And maybe it is a little bit of I do want to look good, but not in the same aspect. I just don't want my skin to be all fucking wrinkly as fuck by the time I'm 45. So like, if I take care of it, it won't be as wrinkly as if I did not take care of it. If I take care of my body, it won't feel as old as like other people who are in their 60s or whatever when I'm 60. If we take care of ourselves, like I heard this old dude say it, like, and this is one of the things that also inspired me. There was this old dude I seen on Facebook, 75-year-old dude. He was sitting there doing pull-ups at a park. He looked great, was in great shape or whatever, but he was also focused on functional workouts. And after focusing on functional workouts for 30, 40, 50 years, like obviously he was bigger, like he was somewhat bigger, but it was balanced. He was bigger in a balanced way because it like the timing of it, he didn't just grow so fast. It took a lot of time for him to get that big because he was only doing functional workouts. One of the greatest functional workouts is pull-ups. Normal pull-ups, door pull-ups, any type of pull-up, because it also helps those joint muscles, those other types of muscles that it's just most people don't even think about. And like it's also why like I do shadow boxing or whatever, because like I'm all about functional workouts. I'm as soon as I get my teeth fixed, I'm thinking about starting like kickboxing or some type of fighting thing or whatever. I think that would be great. Like I think I'd have fun doing it. I think it'd be great. I love to shadow box and shit. Like it's fun. So like I don't know. So I was thinking, well, I want to do that because that's also functional. Like I don't know how to explain it. Some people are like against fighting type sports, but like I don't think I would ever take it seriously as a sport, but like I don't know. I just kind of want to be healthy. I want to be just me, even when I'm 60, like, so I just am kind of focused on health. That's why I run. I don't just run because some people be like, oh, I run and they get the runner's high and all this shit. It's like, no, fuck all that. I run because for years and years, I smoked a shit ton of weed, and I used to roll my weed in Dutches, and I used to smoke Dutches and like all this other shit. So I fucked my lungs up. It's one of the reasons why now I only dab pure, like, cannabinoid distillates or vape pure cannabinoid distillates, because my lungs feel so much better. I can breathe so much better. Like, I don't know how to explain it. When I'm running, I could run farther without running out of breath. And that's kind of what I'm focused on. Like, over time, I want to get better at being able to run. And it's like I used to lose my breath back there, now I lose my breath up there type shit. Like, I want to progress, but I'm not focused on extreme progress extremely fast, which is why I say I'll never take steroids, I'll never take testosterone shots or any of this extra shit or whatever. Like, the closest thing I'll ever take to something like that is, like, I'll probably eventually start taking ashwagandha again. I take lion's mane mushroom extract every day. But, like, ashwagandha is, like, it's an herb, but they say it helps, like, testosterone naturally. So I'd rather go down that route. If I ever felt like I needed it, but I don't think about it in that way of, like, I need more testosterone because I need to grow more muscle. That's usually what someone who is bodybuilding would think, which is fine. I'm not saying people who take steroids are bad, it's like, no, I know someone who takes steroids, he's big as fuck, but that was his goal. That's what he wanted. He wanted to get big as fuck, fast as fuck. So, for me, I want to be able to run. I want to be able to fight. I want to be able to, I don't know, feel like not have my back pain ever again. I want to make sure my joints are good. I want to make sure, like, my knees are good. I want to make sure, all that. Like, that's more because I'm just focused on functional workouts. And if I focus on the functionality of my body instead of the look of my body, over time my body will look good anyways. Like, I think a lot of bodybuilders, I think they went into bodybuilding thinking that it would also be like this functional thing because strength is strength, but not exactly. Because there's a lot of bodybuilders that then have horrible shoulders or horrible joints or all these different problems. And, like, I hurt my shoulder like 2 months ago because I do these extreme workouts like once a month, sometimes once every 2 months. But I do an extreme workout where I work out anywhere between 12 to 16 hours straight, like nonstop working out, whole day training the whole day. And I hurt my shoulder from, like, I was doing a lot of wide push-ups and, like, that day, and I don't know, I had to have done over hundreds. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I didn't count, but I know I did a shit ton because I did them so much to the point where I ended up hurting my shoulder, because that whole entire 12 to 16 hours, I never worked out my back shoulder. Now, because I know about bodybuilding, I understand a little bit. So I understand, why did I hurt my shoulder? Because, and this is me trying to be functional about it. Why did I hurt my shoulder? Because the whole 12 hours, all I did was work out my front shoulder, my side shoulder. I never worked out my back shoulder at all. And when you don't work out your back shoulder, your front shoulder will get hurt. So it's just kind of this balance of the shoulder. Now, I don't understand the names or the actual names of this muscle and that muscle and this muscle and whatever, but I just know that if I worked out my back shoulder during that 12 hours, I would have never hurt my front shoulder. So I then took a break from my front shoulder for an entire 2 months, and only worked out my back, shoulders, and my triceps, with dips and back shoulder workouts or whatever. And I only did that for 2 months, for these past 2 months, up until last week when I did another extreme 12-hour workout where I did not hurt my shoulder again. So, like, for me, it's about that functionality aspect of it, about like, okay, I could keep working out. I could have kept working out my front shoulder saying, fuck it, whatever, because I want it to look a certain way. Where it's like, no, I need my shoulder to function correctly. I need my body to function correctly. So it's like, in order for me to function correctly, I had to stop doing the push ups for a while and only start working out the back shoulder and the triceps and like the back arm muscles, so then it can prevent an injury again from happening again. So for me, it's just I want to be healthy. I want to feel healthy. I want to like feel better, and like I feel like I have more energy the more in shape that I am. But because I'm also not just worried about that, that's why I eat the way I do. I barely eat. I don't eat any junk food or anything like that. I get my protein mainly from protein powder, flax seeds, and peanut butter. I make this mixture with those and some other things, and I make a mixture of it, and that's kind of where I get my protein from for the most part. I do eat hamburgers and like pizza and shit like that once in a while, but like for the most part, I just kind of survive off of flax seeds, peanut butter, and this mixture I make with them, and bananas. And like I eat a shit ton of bananas. So like this has just kind of been my thing. It's finally not raining. But this has kind of been my thing. And yeah, because I'm focused on just being healthy. So like I try to eat healthy. I try to take care of myself spiritually. I try to take care of myself physically. And over time, yeah, I'm going to look good over time, physically or whatever, but I'm not trying to bodybuild. I'm just trying to build my body up, if you know what I mean.